Mr. Date Master. Yes, we're back again with another video. Make sure you come in, you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified once I drop a video. With no further ado, we're going to get into another topic here. I was listening to the good Minister Jap, and Minister Jap gets a lot of flack. He's shadow banned, just like a lot of others. I tend to give credit where credit is due. His subject matter is on point. See, again, when it comes to content creation and content consumption, most people, they get too consumed with the messenger and not the message, and they find a reason to not like the person, whatever the case may be, versus the actual content, the truth, the reality of the content, the subject matter which we all relate to. People still try to find ways to divide it. It's always some shit, always. But I was listening to some of his recent content, and he made a mention about hoe scars. And I had to think about it, and I said, let me pick up what he's putting down. And I thought about actually listening to women speak about their dating preferences and experiences. When you notice how women date, especially after a certain age, they date with all of this precaution because there's a small window for error. Not knowing that you've gotten to 32, 33, 34, and so forth by making the very errors in which you try to avoid, because that is who you are. That is who she is. That is what she attracts. That is what is attractive to her. So she tries to have the I'm going to finally get it right. They come to the I'm going to finally get it right moment, that epiphany phase. It sets in, and now they're trying to date these good guys. And even though that they're not attracted to them, they still try to date them to save face, to make it appear as if they're trying to date something that's good for them, and they end up sabotaging it. It is because of the hoe scars they have. They always have this caption and this bio about healing and all of this. You don't really heal. I noticed that women, if they healed, why are they always in conversations about things that caused the scars in the first place? If a woman is truly healed emotionally from relationships, from the damage, from the heartbreak, why does she always find herself consuming that content and creating that content in which her scars originate? She cannot heal. It is certain things you cannot come back from. As a man, once you've laid with a man, you cannot say I'm bi and all of this, or it just happened one time. No, once you've been violated, you're no longer hetero. And not saying from a SA perspective, I mean from a naturalistic desire to lay with the same sex. You're not hetero anymore. So there's certain things that women think, they, again, look at the way they've been conditioned. Wipe it, sweep it under the rug, slap on the wrist, ignore them. Don't say anything to them. They're dancing on the restaurants. They're tearing up gas stations. They're deleting children. They're causing all of this chaos, and it's always a pass. You notice this? The only time women get held to the fire is when, in most cases, a child is involved, and that's only going to be short-lived. That's the only time when is when a child is the victim. And in a lot of cases, that is short-lived. The black man, you're America's favorite fall guy. So here you have Lena the Plug, Lana Rose, and Mia Khalifa all crying. Well, Lena's not crying yet, but the two, Lana Rose, if you're familiar with her, and Mia Khalifa, they're crying and begging and pleading to delete their old content off of the internet. The internet is forever. Once you put yourself out on the internet as a porn star, as a adult film star, etc., etc., that image is forever. And that not just the image, the video, that content is forever on the internet, because someone is always screen recording and sending it to another website. So you'll find the same video on 20 different websites. You see, the scars that women carry around from dating, once they get up in age, it is no healing that. It is no healing from trauma in which you do not want to take accountability, because to heal is to first admit you need the healing. Secondly, is to take accountability for why you need healing, in quotation marks. Because these women keep talking about healing and all of this. Anton Daniels, we had differences, but I see his overall perspective, and he made a statement as well. Why do we, God, and the rest of the world have to get your fucking leftovers? Why do we have to get the remains after the devil got you first? Why do we have to get the healed you, the rebuilt you? We got to put you back together. We got to help you heal and all of this. We got to create a safe space for the decision that you chose to make. We got to do all this coddling and massaging for a being that does not take accountability for the mistakes and the choices in which she made. So she wants you to pay for it one way or the other. She wants you to pay for it. So raw deal or no deal. Why do we and the Most High God have to get the leftover version of you? And then you try to blame it on everybody but yourself as to why we don't want to tolerate the leftover version of you. Is dating pool has pee in it. All of the, you hear the cliche sayings as if, well, baby, if you're standing in the water, don't you contribute to the piss? Oh, no, let me guess. You got in it and the pee was already in it. I'm sorry. You had on the goggles, the Versace goggles. You can't see. So you didn't see the pee in it before you got in it. You only realized piss was in it once you were already in it. That makes perfect sense, right? That makes perfect sense, right? It's going to be a cold winter. And men are evolving. I salute to you guys who are paying attention and coming into the light, finding the truth, seeking, mastering yourself, mastering this game, mastering the art of dealing with the opposite gender, the woman, because she's a chameleon. She knows how to switch it up. She knows how to do a lot of things. I watched another segment of Minister Jap, and it was about the Eva Marcille, which I just did a video on, and that's ironic. And I noticed a trend in which was pointed out. And I said, when these women are trying to put these guys on the hook for adopting their children, and all of the videos in which were shown the child, whether they was as young as 8, young as 6 years old, old as 14, 15, they were all reading off a goddamn paper. And they were all, ironically, or not ironically, coincidentally, they were all filmed. These women are very, very, very slick. They put the hooks in you. Hey, I want you to adopt my son, because if you die, who's going to leave him a will? Because I'm not going to leave him shit, because I still want to get Brazilian bundles and bullshit. So I'm not going to use my money to leave his legacy, even though I chose to have him with a father that's not fit. I want you to pay for it. Raw deal or no deal. So you guys must understand the women that comes to you with scars. If you're getting a woman, I'm gonna say this very firmly, and this applies to both. If you're getting a woman or entering into a relationship in your mid to late 30s, 40s, if you're not the best version of yourself, get the fuck out of there. Don't waste their time nor your own time. Because I always say, if you dig one grave, you might as well dig 2. It's why a lot of this backfires in women's faces. Some of them, you see them seemingly win. Okay, you won today, but tomorrow has yet to come. So this is the game that they're playing. They're seeing the Larsa Pippen win, dragging Scottie Pippen because he went against a juggernaut. Therefore, he has no ally. He has no voice. He has no conglomerate that is going to rally behind him because of what he did with Michael Jordan. They're going to let him go through whatever pain he's going through alone. See, it's certain this is a game of chess. In the network game, once you get in that bracket, in that space, you have to know who and who not to go after. You must understand this. So he has to go through this alone. So they're paying attention. This is why I said again, look at how engulfed the female population is involved and invested in celebrity culture, from them having babies, from their relationships, from the places they go. Look at the places that women are trying to go now. They've seen celebrities traveling to these places, eating at these places, wearing these brands in which they're going to try to emulate. They're going to try to emulate what they see because they secretly have self-esteem issues. So they try to cover it up with the trips, with the glitz and glam. They're going to try to cover it up. But the scars are going to eventually show. You can only cover up scars for so long. They do not heal. They just seek a different sanctuary to make them forget that the wounds are even there. Ladies, if you're in this space of dealing with a man and you're trying to gain something, you're trying to win, you're playing that Russian roulette, again, I'll say it again. If you dig one grave, you better dig two, because you have an arrogance of thinking that you're smarter than the man that you're laying with. And a lot of you find out the hard way that you're not. You find out the hard way that you're not. But dating trauma is a real thing. These women come to you with all of this baggage. Just look at their physical appearance is going to tell you first. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your mental, you cannot enter into a happy union because you have not done the work of getting yourself right first. Then finding someone else who has done the same or is almost complete with doing the same. And I wouldn't even say complete because it's a never-ending journey. It's a daily lifestyle to stay elevated. But I digress. But you guys let me know what you think about the 304 scars and the dating trauma that they come with and why they will never truly heal. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's the Date Master.